I am genuinely the worst person to be filming this video. Some of my favorite books, Discovery Witches, Daisy Jones and the Six, Firefly Lane, they all have adaptations, TV shows, that I have not watched. Categorically, they are top tier 6-star books for me, and I still have not watched the TV shows yet, and I don't know when or if I will. But this year, I'm gonna challenge myself to actually try and watch some TV, which is a little backwards. I feel like most people are trying to work out of watching too much TV. Obviously, it's entertaining, but I think I can learn a lot from reading books and watching the adaptation, turn on my critical thinking skills, and really dive deep into finding the differences between movies, TV shows, and books. So I'm gonna try a little bit, maybe, to watch more book to movie adaptations. So let's talk about them. The first one, and I think we all know this is coming out, is The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. It's picked up by Lionsgate. Do I know who Lionsgate is? Not really. I can see the logo in my head, but I don't know who they are. This video, oh my god. I am very interested to see how this is filmed though, since it's a series. There are 3 books and a novella within this whole series, so I'm interested to see if they combine books and kind of do a sped up version of the whole series. Like, will this movie have the long, exaggerated romantic plot that the series does, or is the movie gonna be really short, condensed, and only represent the first book? So this one I am interested in watching, and it does come out in theaters on Christmas Day. That's what ScreenRant.com says, so that's my only source, but I believe it comes out on Christmas Day in 2025. And I think this movie is so hyped up already because Frida McFadden has some die-hard fans, but also the actors and actresses casted for the roles of the main characters are extremely popular. Brandon Skelenar, Amanda Seyfried, and Sydney Sweeney. So I'm very excited for this cast. Fits the characters in my head, which is I think the biggest problem that I personally have when reading books and then watching the movies, is the visual that I have of the main characters. And they fit just fine enough for me that I probably will see this movie when it does release. And the most important thing to remember is that Enzo in this book is played by that one guy from 365 Days. That Netflix movie, the steamy one. Moving on. Verity by Colleen Hoover was picked up by Amazon MGM Studios. And you know, with all of the current drama happening with Colleen Hoover's last movie, I hope that nothing dramatic happens like in this past movie. I think the actors going into it will have a very open mind and be polite with each other. But I'm very excited for this adaptation because it was one of the first Colleen Hoover books that I read, and I did enjoy it. Even though that I haven't read a Colleen Hoover book in 3 to 4 years, she's where I started, and I do have to give her props for that. Dakota Johnson as Lowen, wow. Perfect cast in my opinion. Josh Hartnett as Verity's husband, and Anne Hathaway, the queen herself, as Verity. Colleen Hoover is known for her really dark topics in her books, so one thing that I am looking forward to in Verity is seeing how dark the movie is willing to get, especially when I watched It Ends With Us. Surprising that I watched it, but I saw it in theaters. It did get pretty dark and graphic, so I'm just wondering how far Amazon is willing to take Verity. I could be wrong, you absolutely can correct me. There's no release date yet, but at least they have a cast. At least I think that's true. Again, this is all from Google and everything from the internet is correct. So speaking of release dates, Reminders of Him becoming a movie, which I did not know until I started doing research for this video, and that does have a release date, February 13th of 2026. I did not know this was becoming a movie at all, but I'm not surprised. I feel like Colleen Hoover had her fame in 2020, 2021, blew up, and all of these studios are reaching out to finally make movies post-COVID. I get it. But this one's gonna hurt. Like, I know that this movie, Reminders of Him, is gonna break my heart. It was actually the last book that I read from Colleen Hoover, and if she didn't have enough movies coming out, Regretting You is also gonna be a movie coming out in October of this year. Who knew? Not me. Will I watch it? Probably not. If it's in theaters, I will. That's my thing. I think I have to leave to go watch TV. I don't like doing it at my house. That information was coming from The Hollywood Reporter. That could be a complete scam website. I have no idea. People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I do think Emily Henry is kind of pulling a Colleen Hoover right now. She's adapting a lot. Book lovers, People We Meet on Vacation, and Funny Story, I believe, are all in the works, or there's gossip about it becoming an adaptation. Emily Henry has great quality books, but I do think these movies will come out more chick lit than romance. Chick flick? Where Colleen Hoover books are contemporary romance with a little bit of trauma. Tom Blythe and Emily Batter are casted for People We Meet on Vacation. I have no idea who those people are, but they kind of look the fit, so I'm okay with it. They do fit the character description that I had in my head, but from my sources that I did on my search, there have been no updates, so I don't know if they like casted and then haven't done anything about it. There might be some production things that they're working through. I don't know, but I haven't heard anything else about this movie. We just kind of got the cast and then that was it. I think a lot of these movies can get picked up and then someone just puts it back down and they're like, we're not gonna do it. We changed our mind. I don't know how accurate some of these book to movie to TV show adaptations are, but I do know some of the authors will post like, hey, this is gonna be made into a movie, which is so great and so wonderful, but I almost wish they held back until they knew, or until it was like filming. So then they didn't just like trick us, you know? But I'm guessing with the popularity of Emily Henry, this one actually will be made into a movie, and some of her other books. I just hope that it's sometime this year or early next year. I would love to see them put to film. Also, while I was searching for this video, I did not know Renee Carlino has a book called Wish You Were Here, and it came out January 17th of this year. Like, it's been out for a full month and I had no idea. I would be interested in watching that. It's going to be put on my to-do watch list. I read books and then I never want to watch the adaptation. Very anxiety inducing, and if you have an idea of a way to make it easier, please let me know. Every Summer After by Carly Fortune was picked up by Amazon Prime, which I'm very, very surprised about because of the mixed reviews the book has. So I'm very curious to see if the end of Every Summer After, it does say series, so I'm guessing a TV show. I'm wondering how that series will adapt the book. I just don't know. It was a good book, it wasn't great. Like, in my head, a TV show of this book would not be the best quality, and I don't know how it would play from book to screen. Like, I just don't know how that one would work. And this one, they are going to change the name if it does end up happening. I don't think there's a release date yet on this. Every Year After. In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. What? Like, that would be so incredible. Such a cheesy, time warping book to become a movie, but amazing. Like, an amazing idea, and would be such a great Christmas holiday movie. This one is still in the early stages of development, so there's no real announcements after the fact that they said, hey, this could be a movie. I could absolutely see myself watching that. And of course, just to kind of ramble on a few that we already know are coming out. Fourth Wing, hopefully they have a cast soon, because I've seen some rumors about who Xaden is gonna be. I've seen 2 or 3 different men. Will I watch it? I don't know. Like, I want to. The Harry Potter TV show, which, to be honest, I'm a little disappointed that they're doing that, but I will probably watch it because I want to compare the series that I have loved since I was a child, and the movies that I grew up on, and this TV show. I just want to see how all 3 kind of work together. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This one was picked up, then switched directors. So there's no real news or updates other than that. They kind of paused everything to switch directors. So I don't know where this one is going yet. I like the idea of it because I loved that book. But because I haven't even watched Daisy Jones and the Six, I watched 1 episode and then didn't pick it back up. I don't know if I would watch this unless like the actors and actresses picked for it were phenomenal. And then in 2026, Project Hail Mary, which I want to read this year, is becoming a movie. And Sunrise on the Reaping, and I'm actually rereading the whole Hunger Games series this month. So I'm very excited for a new movie within this world. Like, who isn't? I think they are such good quality movies. I've watched them all, surprising. And I'm excited to reread the books. This was a really informal video, and thank you for hanging around. If I didn't provide any quality information for you guys, but I think this video is just a reminder for myself to maybe pause on some of the other hobbies that I have and pick up TV shows or movies a little bit more, just so I can, again, broaden my critical thinking skills when it comes to reviewing books. I do think watching movies and TV shows of my favorites can really help me give you guys better reviews, and I can even say like, guys, I read this book and I also watched the TV show and it was great. So I can provide 2 recommendations for you. Like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. I hope this isn't anyone's first video of mine because I don't know what I'm talking about. I know nothing about film. I took 1 film class in college. I used Quizlet to pass it, and I don't remember anything. So again, not your film girl. Don't rely on me for this video. I'm just kind of spitting up what I've seen on Google and my Instagram.